Although expectations are high, there's still 162 games of work to get done. Plenty of new faces complement the old, but the heart of the team beats on the mound.
The key is our pitching. Our pitching was #1 in the league in ERA. An ERA is a combination of how well you play defense along with how you pitch. So that being said, our defense is going to be the same, if not better, and our pitching just needs to keep improving.
There's not really a weak spot in our lineup, and that's good. You see the good teams and the good offensive teams, they make the opposing pitcher work. If you can get that started out of there quick and do things and get to that spot in the bullpen, you usually have a lot of success.
Tonight, one of Oakland's aces, Trevor Cahill, gets the call. He will be trying to build on his all-star season of 2010. Can the A's offensive additions complement the already stellar young staff? That question and many more will begin to be answered as opening night kicks off in the East Bay. Mariners, A's, next. Mariners and the A's just about set to go. Opening night 2011 here at the Coliseum. Lineup cards, ground rules, going over everything. Trevor Cahill, the starting pitcher, has finished up his warm-up tosses down in the bullpen, so we are just about set to go. Ray, you've been a lot of opening days, opening nights, and it's special. Outside of maybe a pennant race game in September or the postseason, I think it's the most special night of the season.
Well, you're exactly right, and I think what happens, you have the opening day, night, whatever it might be, the opening game, and all the prompt circumstances, everything. They talk about the bunting on the field, and then the next 161 are just games. As you get down towards the end, you hope to get to the point where you're in postseason, and then if you are fortunate to make it and play extra baseball, it starts all over again.
The bunting goes back up.
The bunting goes back up, and so when you see it opening night, you want to fast forward 162 games and see that also. And of course, with the season ending this year on a Wednesday in September, and so the postseason can start a little bit earlier to avoid maybe going into November. It's a whole different story as we are starting the season this year on a Friday night. Some started yesterday. But there's nothing better than opening night. I mean, it's just a game that all these guys are enjoying. They get out of spring training, but they can't wait for this game to be over so they can resume their normal way of playing. There's a lot of butterflies right now in both dugouts.
Well, April 1st, you cannot ask for a nicer night. It is absolutely gorgeous. Game time weather brought to you by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The admission is free. The boardwalk is open this weekend. We're not lying, folks, with the temperature. We would never do that to you. It is a beautiful night with some puffy clouds, 73 degrees.
And that's at 7:07 local time.
I mean, honestly, we may do 81 games at home this year and may not have a nicer night than tonight.
You're right, and to think that Tuesday, starting next Tuesday for the next 9 games after this 3-game series, you're going to be in Toronto, Minneapolis, and Chicago. And here we are in this beautiful part of the country. Why aren't more games played here versus going back to where it's going to be very cold? But the A's would like to get off on a good start of this 2011 season. And Trevor Cahill, with White Rabbit in the background, is taking the mound.
Well, when you've won 18 games, don't do anything different. So Cahill to the mound, and let's take a look at the Seattle Mariners starting lineup tonight. Ichiro Suzuki in the leadoff spot. Sean Figgins at third base this year. Milton Bradley in left. Jack Cust is the designated hitter in that cleanup spot. Justin Smoke at first. Newcomer Miguel Olivo, the catcher. Ryan Langerhans in center. He's playing for the injured Franklin Gutierrez. Brendan Ryan, the shortstop, coming over to trade from the Cardinals in the offseason. And Jack Wilson slides over to second base. That is your Mariners starting lineup.
Trevor Cahill with White Rabbit. 18-game winner last year, and his one start in April, he lost, but then went on to have a fantastic season for the Athletics in 5 months, winning 18 games. And no doubt, he has been a star just his 3rd season of Major League Baseball. 21 home runs to left-handers he gave up in his 2nd year, or his 1st year, but that was not the case last year as he pitched outstanding baseball for the A's. Almost 200 innings. He'll make it this year.
So behind Cahill defensively for the A's, and it should be a very good defensive team. Willingham, Crisp, and DeJesus left, center, and right. Kuzmanov, Pennington, Ellis, Barton around the infield. Suzuki is the catcher behind Cahill. Ichiro Suzuki steps in, and we are set to go 2011 season starts right now for the Athletics.
You might be wondering, will Trevor Cahill throw a strike? The other question is, will Ichiro Suzuki swing at anything and everything? He may be going for the downs of the first pitch.
First pitch is indeed in there for a strike, and we're underway.
I have seen Ichiro take a first pitch fastball leading off a game, thinking he's going to take, and he hammers it into the seats.
See Kuzminov right on the grass. And that's strike 2 called. Gary Darling calling balls and strikes tonight.
And that's the pitch. Trevor Cahill with lefties. There's the veteran Gary Darling. But fastball inside, get the buckling of the knees of the left-handed hitters, and hopefully get the strike call.
Darling, the umpire behind home plate. Dreckman at first, Emmel at second, Drake at third, and Gary Darling is indeed the crew chief. 1-2 to Ichiro Suzuki. Figgins on deck, and then it will be Milton Bradley.
200 hits for 10 consecutive years, at least 200 for Ichiro. His 11th season. He's trying to do it again, I would say, barring an unforeseen injury, which he seems to be able to play injury-free baseball throughout a season. He will amass at least 200 once again and continue to go in the record books.
Just missed inside. Cahill, as we saw him do so many times last year, start that fastball in off the plate and let it tail back to left-handed hitters.
Well, our great high home camera that. See, that's the thing right there. Ichiro will take, as a case of 2 strikes, then 3 balls. The thing about Ichiro, he doesn't like to walk. I mean, it really has to be out of the strike zone for him to take a free pass. Like that.
And that one is up and away. So Ichiro with the walk, and that's how this season gets started.
Second position, third baseman, number 9.
Eric Wedge.
Out of baseball last year, at least in the major leagues, after managing in Cleveland. 7 seasons. 2007, they thought they were going to win it all. If they'd gone to the World Series, they would have. He might still be there. But they didn't, and now he's a Mariner.
Of course, the Mariners, a horrible year last year. They were 61 and 101. And it was their offense that, well, the numbers don't lie. They scored 513 runs total. That's the fewest runs scored in the American League in one season since 1973. That was the first year of the designated hitter. So it was a record low performance offensively for Seattle. They tried to make a few changes. They are in a rebuilding stage, but still have some good veteran players that will be around for a while. Ichiro, Figgins, guys like that. The A's 9 back, Angels 10, and then the Mariners with the 101 loss season. So looking at those standings, you can also see where the A's finished up and say, okay, have the A's, at least on paper, which doesn't mean a lot, but have they made up, or can they make up 9 games in the standings on the Texas road? We'll see as the next 6 months unfold.
Well, one thing for Sean Figgins, his second season. Bob Guerin with his new bench coach, Joel Skinner. But Figgins has moved over to third base. His position that he really enjoyed with the Angels. Last year played second. Lopez playing third was not really great for him.
Strike 3 call. Fastball in the inside corner.
Didn't know if Darling was going to call it. Did not have a lot of movement. Figgins brought his hands back, but it did get the inside corner. Look at Suzuki on the corner. There comes a slight movement. Check swing, and then Darling with a little bit of a hesitation on his call, but made the right call for the strikeout on the inside corner. Perfectly thrown by Trevor Cahill. I don't think Mr. Figgins liked it, though.
1 out for Bradley.
You know, you mentioned the lineup with Wilson playing second and Ryan playing short. They thought that was going to be reversed. Milton Bradley with Jack Cuss now at the club is pretty much going to be relegated to the outfield. Gutierrez comes back. We don't know what's going to happen there, but there is former Athletic Jack Cuss hitting cleanup for Eric Wedge.
Well, they're still not going to be a great offensive team, but it would be hard to be worse than they were last year. The pitching's good. Chris Chambliss.
Yep, the snatcher.
Old teammate of yours, right? Runner goes, throw to second base is not quite in time. Good throw by Kurt Suzuki, but Ichiro just beat it.
Kurt Suzuki, a very strong throw, right on the money, but the jump by Ichiro halfway to second on the strike, off-speed pitch. Look at the throw, let the feet first slide, and there's your Ultramo. Watch the foot get in safely, and the tag coming down with Cliff Pennington straddling the bag at second, doing it perfectly, but just a little bit late.
Swing and a miss. Big swing by Bradley. 2-2 to count. 42 steals last year for Ichiro Suzuki.
Who knows how many he could steal if he really wanted to. Who knows what he could do if he really wanted to do anything.
2-2.
Yeah. It's a good move by Trevor Cahill because Suzuki might have been thinking about running. So the numbers of him stealing second and also stealing third. He gets a bigger jump at second. But the spin move is a good one by a pitcher.
Strike three called. Same pitch that got Figgins. It gets Milton Bradley. Bradley shaking his head.
Well, they would be shaking. A lot of lefties in this lineup, and there is the two-seamer coming back.
Batting in the fourth position, designated hitter, number 29, Jack Cuss.
That's respect there. When you get booed coming back to where you play.
I guess.
Well, you got to look on the positive side. It's respect. Somebody's covering Jack's name on the back of that gentleman's uniform.
Cuss, 4 years with the Athletics. The problem with Jack last year, the one thing he does, he's in the lineup for, is he hit home runs, and did not do that as much last year. Just 13 home runs for Cuss in 112 games.
Well, he didn't make the club out of spring training. Was actually sent to AAA, and then they purchased his contract. And in those 112 games, and it almost seemed like Jack wanted to make sure his average was high, and that's not Jack. I mean, Jack could be a 240, 250 hitter with 20-plus home runs, 25 maybe, as he led the club for about 3 years. But last year, 16 led the club in home runs.
It was May 15th when the A's did bring him back to the big leagues. Digs high. Lots of walks, lots of strikeouts, and lots of power. It's pretty simple with Jack Cuss.
A lineup full of lefties, especially the upper part of this batting order. So Trevor Cahill, after walking Suzuki, Ichiro to start the game, settled down with a couple of strikeouts.
Grounded. Ellis playing way back on the grass has it. Throw to first in time, and Cahill gets out of it. Ichiro stranded at second. Half an inning in the books. Opening night, no score. To bat, their lineup is brought to you by Fremont Bank. Crisp, Barton, DeJesus. Cleanup spot is Willingham, then Matsui, Suzuki, Ellis, Kuzmanoff, and Pennington, the bottom three. So Coco Crisp steps in to face Felix Hernandez. Big right-hander's first pitch is a fastball just a bit low.
Felix Hernandez faced the A's last year in the opener, and he gave up just 3 runs. He walked 6 in the game. No decision. Actually, the A's had tied it against Felix.
Mariners ended up winning that opener last year here at the Coliseum 5-3. If I remember correctly, Hernandez really was not sharp that night.
Well, also during spring training, Felix Hernandez's numbers were down because the numbers they showed pitching at Major League level. He pitched a couple of games at the minors, did not want to face some of the American League West teams.
Line shot left center field, and that's a base hit. Bradley over to cut it off, and Coco Crisp, coming off a terrific spring, starts his 2011 season with a line single.
Felix Hernandez, the radio opening game starter for the Mariners. 249 and 2/3 innings last year. He did not face the A's in the season finale. 13-12, 2.27 ERA, and he's a Cy Young Award winner.
Defensively for the Mariners, Bradley, Langerhans, Suzuki in the outfield, Figgins, Ryan, Wilson, Smoke in the infield. Lebo is the catcher. First pitch to Derek Barton is a fastball at the knees for a strike. So Hernandez won the Cy Young Award last year. And don't forget, in 2009, he finished second to Greinke, and a lot of people thought he could have won it in 09.
But he had more wins than Greinke did in 09. But, you know, Greinke and Lincecum kind of started a trend in 09 when both won about 15, 16 games, and then were named the Cy Young Award winners. And of course, this year it dropped down to 13, so it's not a matter of wins anymore.
Yeah, that trend helped Felix Hernandez win it last year.
CC won 21, and you know, you have to think, what does it take to win it? You know, usually you win 20, it's almost a guarantee, but not anymore. Sabermetrics, is that what it's called?
Something like that. Off-speed pitch in for a strike, 1-2.
Felix basically a 4-pitch pitcher with a fastball mid-90s, curveball, slider, and a changeup. You saw his changeup, a very good one.
DeJesus in the on-deck circle. Good lead for Coco Crisp. He's leaning a little bit, not going. Tapped out in front. Olivo flips to first. Barton's retired. The ERA last year, first in the American League innings first, second in strikeouts.
Third position, right fielder, number 12.
I think the thing that really starts to help him, Mariners scored 7 total runs in his 12 losses. They scored 1 run or less in 9 of those 12 losses. So that is some of the things that the voters looked at. Listen, he was a terrific pitcher. There's no doubt about it. The team, well, they had offense and they lost 101 games.
Well, and I think that's what the writers looked at, is not a lot of run support, but in a sense they were penalizing the team, the offense, and rewarding Felix Hernandez because his offense wasn't very good. David DeJesus, a great addition to this club, this 3-4-5 for the A's. And it should be a lineup that's pretty consistent in the positioning of these guys, as well as where they're going to be playing defensively.
On the ground towards second, Wilson slides to his right, throws out DeJesus for out number 2.
Felix Hernandez says that you get me through the first inning and then I bear down. I'm tough. very hard to beat after the first inning. So he's more or less saying, you get me the first or you don't get me at all.
Willingham.
Sounds familiar. Most good ones are like that. Another new guy, Josh Willingham, hitting in that cleanup spot. Good look at Willingham. December 16th is when the A's pulled off the trade, sending Henry Rodriguez and Corey Brown. Finally, outfield. Drive to left. Bradley's back. It is gone. A home run for Josh Willingham. A's lead 2-0.
Unbelievable. And there's your first inning. And what a blast by Josh Willingham, who didn't have a particularly great spring. And some would say, how was his spring? It didn't matter. It doesn't matter, because tonight is when it starts. And Josh Willingham, a 2-out, 2-run home run and a great swing. And thankfully, we have the temperature we have tonight.
That's true.
Because that, no doubt, I mean, not to say that he couldn't have hit it out, but I remember a few years ago, like 06 from Frank Thomas. He had a drive with the bases loaded. Thought he had a slam. He got a double.
If it's 50 degrees, that probably doesn't go out.
Right.
But Willingham, who has never faced Hernandez before, hits one out.
Frank Thomas.
So the A's with the 2-0 lead against Hernandez.
Well, I think back to a time when a guy named Irubio Durazo was here. And he had some great early games, and he just joined the club. That's a good way to get in the good graces of your fans. And Josh Willingham has already done it tonight.
Good swing there by Matsui. Let's take a look at the pitch and the swing.
Well, they go inside with the target, pitch down the middle, and Josh Willingham just reacted with a tremendous swing. And the fans erupted, and the left field bleachers got the foot down, brought the hands in, picture perfect swing. And Josh Willingham, when it came to the A's, first thing he said, you know, I may hit 20-25. I'll use the whole field. It's patient. But what a great way to start a season with his new team. Florida, Washington, Oakland, welcome Josh Willingham.
Bouncer over the mound. Wilson way on the grass, throws, and they just get Matsui. Nice play by Jack Wilson. What a start for the A's and Josh Willingham. 2-run homer in his first at bat in the green and gold. 2-0 A's after one. Willingham's 2-run homer just over the out-of-town scoreboard in left field. So Trevor Cahill to work with a 2-run lead. He'll face Justin Smoke, Miguel Olivo, and Ryan Langerhans.
He doesn't give up a lot. Felix Hernandez with a 2-run home run.
Justin Smoke, part of the rebuilding for the Mariners. He's the big name they got in the Cliff Lee trade from Texas.
There's a good changeup, the great changeup that Trevor Cahill has added. He did it last year, and when you get opposing players talking about Trevor Cahill's assortment of pitches, and they mention a changeup that he's added to an already great arsenal, makes him even better. And I think one thing that might see the Mariners left-hander start thinking about, and I'm sure they're talking about in the dugout, is the fastball inside by Trevor. Got a couple of strikeouts, Figgins and Bradley in the first inning. That time Smoke pulled his hands in almost like he was looking for it inside.
Well, they all sit in the dugout. They're seeing just what we're seeing. Figgins got caught looking on that inside corner, so did Bradley.
Albie Thompson, bench coach for Eric Wedge.
Smoke hits it hard right to Barton. Scoops it up, steps in the back.
Trevor Cahill showing Figgins. Strike 3. Didn't like the call. Milton Bradley didn't like it either. Same pitch. Strike 3. Shaking his head. In the dugout. There it is. So that's what's something Kurt Suzuki also realizes, that you go in there doesn't mean you go back in there when they come up, or maybe even with other lefties. Kind of short, maybe go off the plate a little bit more.
Miguel Olivo, free agent signing for the Seattle Mariners. A 2-year deal for $7 million to come over to Seattle with the Colorado Rockies last year. Olivo's also been with the White Sox.
From Oakland.
Yeah.
Started with them.
And Seattle. So this is his second time with the Mariners. He's been with the Padres, the Royals, the Marlins, and he is going to strike out. So that is strikeout number 3 for Trevor Cahill.
Well, this is Trevor with a curveball, and Kurt Suzuki a very good block to catch it and then make the tag on a check swing called by the home plate umpire. No appeal to the first base ump. And after Kurt caught, made the tag, then the official strikeout. I don't think Olivo thought he swung at it.
He did.
That definitely went through.
Ryan Langerhans playing center field. Franklin Gutierrez on the disabled list, the everyday center fielder.
I hope they figure out what's wrong with him.
Yeah. Stomach ailments that have really bothered him. I believe that I read where it was bothering him last year as well, and then it carried over. Felt it again in spring training.
Remember the Athletics for about a couple of days. Ryan Langerhans, who joined the club in Boston, and by the time the A's left Boston, he was gone.
Two 2 to Ryan Langerhans. Playing center field. Slowly hit just past Cahill. Ellis, a nice play, and that's a good inning for Trevor Cahill. A couple of groundouts and a strikeout. Bottom of the second coming up. It'll be Suzuki, Ellis, and Kuzmanov. 2-0 A's.
Coliseum, 10,000 fans will receive the A's pet calendar. That's a good one, courtesy of Avaderm Natural as part of the Pet Adoption Day. Mark the days with your favorite player. For tickets, call 877-493-BALL or go to oaklandathletics.com. That is a good one. As you come out and get your calendar, take a look at the players and see what kind of pups they have. Michael Zagaris would tell you about every one of us. He took all the pictures of spring training. It's amazing how quickly they got the calendar put together. Z-Man was taking the pictures during spring training, and next thing you know, second game of the season, there he is, the one and only. And he's got a lot of company this year.
Yes, he does.
Especially this weekend with Ichiro and the Mariners in town, Matsui and the A's, and the Japanese contingency of writers and photographers.
Everybody has to slide over a little bit.
And you notice these little chairs. David Renetti, of course, the great David Renetti had those small chairs so they would not obstruct the view of the fans behind them.
Smart man, David Renetti.
But those are there, and of course, with Matsui with the A's, they'll be here every game. But Michael Z, the Z-Man, of course, makes sure that he always has his spot.
3-2 to Kurt Suzuki. Hitting in the 6th spot in the A's lineup. Followed by Ellis and then Kuzminov. Pop up right side. Ichiro comes in. He's got it. So that is out number 1 here in the bottom of the second.
Well, no school tomorrow, so probably a lot of kids in the stands and probably said, Dad, why am I bringing a jacket? It's nice and warm tonight. I don't need that. Or Dad and Mom on the family affair coming out to watch opening night. Packed house. Boy, this is a beautiful sight to see. Love to see this every night, every game.
44th year the A's have been in Oakland. 15 trips to the postseason, 6 trips to the World Series, and of course winning 4 times.
Time to get back to postseason and take the chances of seeing how far they could go. Main thing is to get there. The 3 in a row, 72, 3 and 4, and then of course 89. Dave Stewart throwing out the first pitch. Member of that 89 World Championship team. And the Banjo Man. That's some good seats.
Breaking ball outside corner. Saw Mickey Morabito, the director of team travel, right before the game. Said, how many, Mick? He said, this is number 31 with the Athletics. Steve Nucinich.
44 for him.
44, that's right. On the ground, Brendan Ryan has it. And that was out number 2. So here's Kuzminov.
Batting in the 8th position.
Kuzminov had a huge spring training. Now again, don't think that that means a whole lot. But he feels good coming in, and a lot of people feel that he could have a big year.
I think for Kuz, that was very important for him to have a spring like he had. Swing on the bat. Of course, not really objecting to where he's hitting in the batting order. Feels he's a power hitter and could contribute more in the, or at least some in the middle part of the batting order. But the way it works out, he is hitting 8th, and if he could put up the numbers, the power numbers that he's expected, it could be a great shot for the A's to have him in the bottom of the order.
And he had some injury problems too at the end of the year. Then he missed some time. He played in 143 games. Breaking ball, swing and miss, and that's where he racked up the 16 home runs. few more breaking balls here in the second inning from Felix Hernandez.
That's where a good hitter is able to pick up the spin of the baseball, and see a curveball coming or some sort of a slider curveball, and it's a different rotation, and you can start your swing. Who's held up on one. Mark Ellis, see him hold up. Ideally, you want to hold up on the pitches and not swing at a pitcher's pitch, one in the dirt. That 2 strikes, too close to take.
Six pitches already for Felix Hernandez. We're in the second inning. Fastball this time, and it stays high, 96 miles an hour.
His fastballs, and maybe the reason he's throwing so many curveballs this inning, fastballs have been left up in the zone. Curveball forces you to follow through and get the ball down. We'll look at the on deck circle, see who's there. Do I give him a fastball 3-2?
Outside corner, strike 3 called. First strikeout for Felix Hernandez. He has a 3-up, 3-down inning. We head to the third. 2-0 Athletics. Willingham, 2-run homer in the first inning. So Cahill back to work. He's got 3 strikeouts. He's walked 1 in the first 2 innings. He'll face Brendan Ryan, Jack Wilson, Ichiro Suzuki, 8-9-1 in the Mariners lineup. Brendan Ryan, the shortstop for the St. Louis Cardinals the last couple of years.
Well, it says a lot about his ability to play shortstop. If you can move Jack Wilson, who is a great defensive shortstop, move him to second. It's a decision Eric Wedge made during spring training. A lot of question marks about who was going to be the middle infielders. So that means we saw him back in June then, right? St. Louis?
Yep. I remember because the socks were, or the pants were pulled up high, and he had the Cardinals stripes on his red socks.
The, what do they call it? The barber shop?
That's right.
Barber pole?
December 13th is when the Mariners and the Cardinals made that trade. Kuzmanov, a couple steps to his right, throws in time to get right.
This true story is brought to you by McDonald's. April 17, 1981, 30 years ago, the Athletics come to Oakland for the home opener after starting 8-0 on the road and are greeted to a crowd of 50,255, a new Oakland record. The A's beat the Mariners 16-1 and ended up winning the American League West. That was Billy Ball. They started the season 11-0. And This is a true story. Wow.
Cannot make that up.
Guess who owned the club that first year?
1980 or 81?
He thought, man, this is great. We're never going to lose.
Fans packing in.
Yeah. An era of Billy Ball. That would have been Mickey Morbido's first year, I think.
Probably.
Because he came west with Billy Martin when Billy got the job. Billy went back to New York. Mick said, I'm staying.
I like the weather better here.
That's right.
Jack Wilson reaches for it. So 1-2 to Wilson, the second baseman.
Well, if we had a lot of those true stories brought to you by McDonald's, that'd be fun.
Well, especially with video like that.
Yeah.
Stomper all dressed up, sporting the tuxedo. Strike 3 called. Outside corner, and Wilson knew it. Strikeout number 4 for Cahill.
That's the same pitch that got Kevin Kuzminoff from King Felix, but Trevor Cahill watched this ball start here at the outside and come back to the outside part of the plate. And all you can do as a hitter is say, nice pitch, go to the dugout. Trevor, I mean, he can throw inside, outside, backdoor breaking pitches, inside. I mean, that's just a nice assortment that he throws. So that's 3 of his 4, the backward K's. Folks are ready.
Ichiro walked and stole the base in the first inning. He was stranded at second base.
And I think that you look at what Josh Willingham did in the bottom of the first, but for Trevor Cahill, walking Ichiro, getting out of the inning. That was a nice boost for the A's.
Off the glove of Kuzminoff, and it's going to be an infield hit for Ichiro.
When you leave your feet, I don't care if you're playing evil the bag or playing back, you leave your feet with Ichiro hitting. And he's running out of the batter's box. Kuz, a great job. Almost came up with it, hit the heel of his glove, and then once it moved away. But for him to have to get up quickly and throw out Ichiro might have been a little tough to do.
So that's the first hit for the Mariners. And here's Sean Figgins, who struck out looking in the first. And he lines one over Ellis's head into right field. Well, Trevor Cahill has such a great sinker. When he gets a ball up, you're almost surprised. And that pitch was up, and Figgins took advantage.
Well, location supposed to be away, though it stayed up.
Milton Bradley.
And Sean Figgins just did not have as much velocity, especially up in the zone like that. So a ground ball to third, a strikeout, and then back-to-back pitches, base hits. First 2 hits for the Mariners.
So a 2-out scoring opportunity for Seattle as Bradley steps in. He struck out looking in the first.
Figgins at first with a trailing runner. If Ichiro runs, Figgins is going to be able to walk into second because Martin is playing behind him at first.
Bradley, big swing, and he moves it.
And even with 2 outs, something they may attempt to do just because they put 2 runners in scoring position.
Inside, and you would think the Mariners, because of their struggles offensively, would do just about anything to score runs. One and 1 to Milton Bradley. There they go. Pitch is way inside. Suzuki does well just to catch it. And it's a double steal for Ichiro and Figgins. So good call by my partner Ray Fosse. Well, both guys took off.
I was hoping Trevor would do that spin move because Ichiro was going on the first move. As soon as Trevor lifted his leg right there, he took off, and then Figgins got a late start. Didn't have to worry about it, though, because he had plenty of time to take off. They weren't going to throw on anybody.
No, they were both going to be safe. 2-1 to Bradley. Changeup floats in for a strike. 2-2.
Well, if you go fastball, bring it back inside, you go back to a curveball, he could throw another change up in the dirt. This is what makes it nice for Trevor, the assortment of pitches he can feature.
That one runs down and away, so full count. Jack Cust is in the on-deck circle.
And that's the important thing. First base is open now. You don't have to give in to him.
Ichiro at third, Figgins at second. 3-2 pitches inside, and he walked them. So a 2-out rally, and the Mariners have the bases loaded. Second walk for Cahill, and Ron Romanek is going to trot out.
Number 29, Jack Cust.
First inning, a little bit of a struggle for Trevor Cahill, especially walking Ichiro, but then got the next three. Breezed through the second, breezed through the first two batters of the third, but now he faces Cust again. This time with a couple of runners in score position. The thing with Jack, because he has such a great eye, you have to throw him a strike.
Yep. Cust grounded out to Ellis to end the first. He did that with a runner at second.
And Mark is playing the same spot in the outfield, and because of that, he was able to handle the ground ball from Jack Cust in the first.
Change up and he drops low. It's a good take by Cust. Now 2-0. Tried to get that inside corner with the fastball, missed. Outfield deep, and Crispin centered, is pulled around toward right center a little bit. And that one the inside, and now it's 3-0. All right again, Ray, you got to throw a strike to Cust because he will not swing at a pitch out of the strike zone.
Question, he did not get the green light a lot with Oakland. The question of Eric Wedge would say to him here, you got the green light, but Trevor also, with the movement on his fastball, it's not particularly a great pitcher that you want to see a hitter swing 3-0 just because of the movement.
In there for a strike, so 3-1.
And even that had a little tail on it, so swings 3-0, might get a ground ball.
Pennington playing right behind second base. Ellis about 5 steps out onto the grass. Swing and a miss.
That's a great changeup. What a tremendous changeup.
Great speed, great location. This may have been a strike even if he doesn't swing.
It was a great arm angle, and the fact that 87, so not a true changeup, but a great tailing pitch that had Jack Cust out in front.
Low, and Cust gets the walk. So Ichiro trots in to score, and the Mariners are on the board. 3-2, bases loaded. That's a pretty good take by Jack Cust.
Well, it was the fastball. So the difference there was that it was down a little bit. It was a fastball, or at least Trevor Cahill's fastball, not the changeup 3-1. And just the fact that it was down, Jack, with a great eye, took it easily.
So here's Justin Smoak. Bases still loaded. Smoak grounded out in the second inning. Breaking ball in first strike.
This inning started so nicely for Trevor Cahill.
Ground out strikeout. Gary Darling wanted to call it a strike. He did not, so the count 1-1. Big swing and the curveball. Cahill ahead in the count.
Smoke looked like he just wound up and said, I'm going to swing and maybe try to swing twice. Goose Creek, South Carolina.
Just got a piece of it. 64 pitches.
36 after 2. So he's another curveball, and Smoke this time out on the front foot, just barely nicked it.
So this would be pitch number 29 this inning. Strike 3 called inside corner, so he gets the strikeout. The Mariners get one, and they leave him loaded. Bottom of the third coming up. Pennington, Crisp, and Barton to hit. Sportsnet California is brought to you by Wendy's. You know when it's real. That swing right there resulted in the 2 runs for the A's. Willingham in the first, so 2-1. Bottom of the third, A's over the Mariners. Since that home run, Hernandez has retired 4 in a row. He'll face Pennington, Crisp, and Barton here in the third. Fastball outside corner for a strike.
Well, the Mariners know that Felix Hernandez is not going to give up a lot of runs, and they have pulled to within 1. The A's just have to try to add on, and Trevor Cahill has to keep pitching. They're pitching well. It might be a short night for him. In honor of Hall of Famer Ricky Henderson and his single season record of 130 stolen bases, the A's will be hiding 130 mini bases throughout the East Bay for you to steal. Starting April 18th, 10 bases will be hit each day for 13 days. Clues will be posted on the A's Facebook and Twitter pages, so be sure to follow and check for the daily clue. Fans who find one of the bases win 2 tickets for the April 30th game and a voucher for a Ricky Henderson bobblehead. For more information, visit oaklandathletics.com/steal-the-base.
Coco Crisp drives one. Deep right center field, but hangs up for Langerhans, and that's out number 2.
I wonder where they're going to hide.
I was going to say.
In the East Bay, that could be
a lot of ground to cover. Now, if they said, I'm going to hide him in the Coliseum.
Yeah, 34,000 people out there every night looking for them. Well, 3 pitches, 2 outs after Trevor Cahill was there for 29 pitches out in the on the mound, and so Felix Hernandez trying to get his team back in the dugout quickly, and so far doing a good job.
Next half inning, Paul Archer from Major League Baseball International is going to join us to talk about the relief efforts that Major League Baseball is going through to help the people in Japan. We'll be joined by Paul Archer in the next half inning. 2-1 now to Barton. Barton hit a little dribbler out in front of the plate in the first inning that Olivo, the catcher, grabbed and threw him out at first. Six in a row retired by Felix Hernandez. Slowly towards short. And that'll do it. So another 3-up, 3-down inning for Felix Hernandez. We have played 3. It's the A's 2 and the Mariners 1. Two to 1 here at the Coliseum opening night. It is a gorgeous night for baseball. Miguel Olivo to lead things off against Trevor Cahill. Olivo struck out swinging in the second inning. I'd like to introduce our guest, Paul Archie from Major League Baseball International. Paul, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
Oh, thanks for having me. It's beautiful tonight.
It is about as nice as you're going to get. But we have some serious matters to talk about with you, though. It has to do with the tragedy in Japan. And tell us what Major League Baseball is doing to help the people of Japan.
Well, we just announced a $500,000 donation to UNICEF between Major League Baseball and the Major League Baseball Players Association, coming together from both organizations and donating that money to UNICEF to really go towards the children of Japan and their relief efforts.
And certainly here tonight you have Hideki Matsui, Ichiro Suzuki, and I know they have contributed a lot as well already, and they have joined with Major League Baseball.
Well, we have 10 players from Japan on Major League rosters start opening the season this weekend, and there's really no bigger game or platform than this one right here with those two stars, Ichiro and Matsui, competing against each other. And I know we have a lot of fans back in Japan watching. The Japan baseball, they've delayed their season, so this is the only game in town right now, the only baseball they're seeing on TV. But we had that donation, as well as all 30 Major League clubs are also doing their own thing, which the A's will be doing here on Sunday with their Japan Heritage Day, but helping to raise money in their own way individually to go to different organizations and go to Japan Relief.
0-1 to Ryan Langerhans as Miguel Olivo has led off the 4th inning with a base hit.
Well, unfortunately this year there was not a team schedule or a team scheduled to start the season as the A's did a few years ago to start the season in Japan against the Red Sox.
Yeah, we've done that 3 times, right. 2000, 2004, 2008. We'll see what happens in 2012, but yeah, you're right. The timing would have been bad there, but we're obviously all concerned and saddened by everything that's happened there. We have an office in Japan, in Tokyo. Major League Baseball does, which we had to close for a week, and actually had a couple of expats that left the country for a while. But this is something we're doing here. We wanted to announce, take advantage of the opening series, and we're also giving baseball fans around the country, all the Major League fans, the opportunity to participate. Every team is doing some kind of either pass the hat or some kind of collection at the gate. Fans at home giving them also an opportunity to participate by they can do it by texting. They can text the word Japan to 864-233 and donate money to Japan Relief, or go to unicef.org as well and participate and contribute to Japan Relief.
So how closely do you, MLB International, work with each individual team when something like this happens?
Well, it doesn't happen very often. Grateful for that, but
or I guess any type of fundraising situation.
It's something that we send out. This is something Major League Baseball is doing as the institution. We work with the clubs, but leave it up to them on how they execute it. Yeah. And every club does it in their own way. I know the A's are working with Red Cross, with some of the things they're doing and with their auction and how they implement it. Interestingly, we've been in communication with the Japan Professional Leagues. The commissioner of Japan reached out to us because he wants, based on what Major League Baseball has done with some of the earthquake here during the World Series, as well as 9/11, and what role did baseball play in that here, to get our advice on that.
Oakland A's will donate $1 for every ticket sold to this Sunday's home game against Seattle Mariners to the Red Cross for their relief efforts in Japan. Silent auction will take place before and during the game, featuring signed and game-used equipment, including signed game jerseys worn by Japanese baseball icons Neki Matsui and Ichiro. Visit OaklandAthletics.com to purchase tickets for the game and to make tax-deductible donations to the A's Community Fund, with 100% of those proceeds going to the Red Cross. So, just like to say that all the A's will be doing that this Sunday or day after tomorrow, 3rd game of the series. And it is great that Ichiro and Matsui both have donated a tremendous amount of money to their homeland. Boy, what devastation. And just to think that they were getting ready to start their baseball, and that happened. And of course, definitely don't even want to think about, just like the '89 earthquake here, just kind of shut things down and take care of the people that need it the most.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw pictures of some of the baseball, the stadiums and all, but yeah, it's complete devastation.
Just the whole country. I mean, it's had magnitude of an earthquake, tsunami on top of it.
Brendan Ryan is the hitter. Suzuki with the mask off, and Kurt's going to take care of it, and he does. Paul, what are some of the other things that MLB International is involved in?
Well, we broadcast this game, for example, be broadcast probably close to 200 countries. We regularly broadcast games every day, reaching over 200 countries with baseball. We're involved in youth development, marketing, events. As you mentioned, the openers in Japan, the World Baseball Classic is something our international group does. But a lot of youth development, depending on what part of the world you're in. We have academies in China, academy in Australia. We just launched. We're the majority Major League Baseball is the majority owner of the newly launched Australia Baseball League, which just played their first season, November through February. Actually, you have an Australian.
Yes, we do.
Here, Grant Balfour talked about that.
So growing the game is obviously a big part of
growing the
MLB
game,
International.
Growing the game, and it's growing, at a rapid pace. It's a global sport. We're seeing it. I think we said 28%. We just sent out a release about the foreign-born players. I think about 28% of the players today on opening day rosters are foreign-born. And then when you look at majors and minor league, we have players coming from about 43, 44 countries now.
And the minor leagues, the percentage is much higher than
way higher.
The 28% here, which says a lot about what's going to be happening in the future as those players develop and get to the major leagues. Makes our interview process not so good because a lot of them don't speak English. So they have to have interpreters all the time.
Sure.
How much I think the Players Alumni Association gets involved in some of the teaching in some of these countries because they have the availability to go during the summer, whereas players here don't.
Kuzmanov juggles, throws to second late, and that's going to be an error on the A's third baseman, so the inning stays alive.
And he didn't do that just to keep you up here, Paul. I mean, that's needed the third out to get out of this inning. Trevor Cahill already is throwing a lot of pitches, and his night is going to be short, but an easy play. Kuz could have gone to second, gone to first. Ball hit him in the heel of the glove, and once it popped up, no chance to go across the diamond to get Wilson, so he tried to get Olivo going to second.
85 pitches for Trevor Cahill. So Ichiro will hit 2 on, 2 out. A walk and a base hit and a couple of stolen bases for Ichiro. Well, Paul, we certainly wish you the best of luck in the efforts in Japan and all the other stuff you talked about as far as MLB International. It sounds like you got a pretty interesting job.
Well, it is. It's interesting, and obviously a sport that we all love, and to see it grow and places you never thought, it is very gratifying. But I appreciate you having me, and
well, once again, for the folks who are listening, watching this game, what can they do? Of course, the people will be coming out Sunday, and we know what the guys are doing here, but how can folks at home watching get involved?
Well, I think the best way to get involved is to, as I say, text Japan at 864-233. And you can go on and donate to UNICEF through that way, or just go to unicef.org and go on and donate, and you'll know that 100% of your dollars are going to go to help the children of Japan in this recovery.
Kuzmanov, that one off his chest. He throws, and that's low in the dirt. Ichiro probably would have beat it anyways, and the bases are loaded.
Wow. Well, that was the wrong guy to have coming up anyway and give him an extra chance. And fortunately, the ball was right at Kuz. He got a chance to knock it down with his chest. And see how he's playing deeper. Whereas earlier, when he got the base hit, Ichiro in last inning was off his glove. He was playing evil the bag. This one just ate him up, playing deeper. And boy, that's a bad throw. Don't even take a chance. And Bart did a good job going to his knees like a catcher just to block the ball.
So back-to-back errors by Kuzmanov.
Gave him an error, huh?
Yeah. Now we're going to get action in the bullpen. Jerry Blevins starts to throw. Here's Figgins. Changeup drops in for a strike. Blevins is throwing like he's in a hurry to get ready. Figgins struck out in the first, singled and stole a base in the third. Olivo at third, Wilson at second, Ichiro at first.
Paul, normally when we have a guest, it lasts about 4 pitches. So all these things not occurring just to keep you here. We prefer to have those quick innings.
Looked like it might have been quick.
It looked like last inning looked like it was going to be quick also. First two batters, and then Trevor got in trouble. In trouble again now, trying to leave the bases loaded. Laurel Craig, every time Laurel shows up, you know him, of course.
Yeah,
every time he shows up, the A's win. So we like to keep you at flying from New York. I mean, you don't want to come out here and just
swing and a miss. Fagan strikes out, and the Mariners leave unloaded. Paul Archie, good luck and thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
So Paul Archie from MLB International has been our guest. We'll be back with the bottom of the fourth in just a moment. Go deep with Sportsnet Central. It's brought to you by Hyundai. Tonight at 10:30 on our sister station Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Tonight's topics, complete coverage from the A's opener. So Giants and the Dodgers. Jamie Sire, Ray Ratto will be at Dodger Stadium. Minnie Bach and Dave Benz will host. Bottom of the fourth inning. A's with a 2-1 lead over the Seattle Mariners. It'll be DeJesus, Willingham, Matsui, the new guys. Jesus grounded out to the second baseman Jack Wilson in the first inning. Josh Willingham, 2-run homer in the first. The runs for the Athletics. The Mariners have left the bases loaded in the last 2 innings. They did get their run in the third.
The line score for the A's is okay, but not one you'd like to see. That's 2-2-2.
2-2-2. A bit strange.
That's very. That's Trevor Cahill. Will he try to pitch the fifth? Might get to start. Last inning, no fault of his own. But did a great job getting out of a tough kid. Spring training, one of the few games Felix pitched during the major league. Pitched against the A's, maybe his first start. David DeJesus smoked the ball right back up the middle and flipped Felix, and he was laying on the ground to avoid being hit, but he went right back up the middle.
Smoke can't get it, neither can Wilson, and it gets through into right field.
Fan Chevy is giving you more value this season with Chevy free parking Tuesdays. Every Tuesday home game starting in May, with the exception of premium and dual events. You'll save $17 on parking. $17 courtesy of Chevy. See your Northern California Chevy dealer for a great selection of Chevy cars, trucks, and crossovers. For more information, visit OaklandAthletics.com/Tuesday. Richard Slade at FH Daily Chevrolet in San Leandro. Some good people, been around over 100 years. He's part of the Chevy program. Tuesday, free parking Tuesdays.
Josh Willingham steps up.
Is that 34 what? 36.
36,067 is your attendance tonight. So they squeezed a few extra in. We like that.
Maybe because those upper tier suites in center field are filled up, or at least a lot of those. Maybe because they don't get action in football, there's a lot of dust in there. So, it's nice to see them used for baseball.
Oh, that's one theory.
I have to clean them out.
My partner's floating theories out there, which, you know what, you may be right.
Well, that's what happened in Cleveland when I played there, the old Municipal Stadium. Like 80,000 for football. We never drew any people for baseball.
So the dust collected.
Oh, spiders. I mean, they got so upset when football started because they lost all their seats. Hey, baseball. That's right. It's back.
One and two to Willingham.
They got a fastball for the home run.
Sharp breaking ball in the dirt.
Yeah, if you missed it, here it is. Josh Willingham, his first at bat as a member of the Athletics. 2-out, 2-run home run to get the A's on the board in the first inning. And Allison, 06th, the last one to get his first at bat. Others have done it, but it's a big one tonight for Josh Willingham.
Broken bat toward Figgins. On the run, gets the out at second. Back to first, not quite in time. Pretty good collision at second base between DeJesus and Wilson. And DeJesus' hard slide really helped out just a little bit.
Well, the broken bat jammed him, so it gives him an opportunity to get to second base to make sure he's not going to turn a double play. Figgins went the short route, and Jack Wilson, there's the hard slide, the good slide, and a quick step by Willingham to avoid. But watch Ultra Mo, watch his bat shatter. And as a result, the full swing, look how long it takes Willingham to follow through and then to start to first base. And that's why it was as close as it was, even though it was a broken bat.
So here's Matsui, who bounced out to second.
Speaking of Major League Baseball, I think Steve Vucinich, the A's equipment manager, will get that bat and they will inspect it, find out why did it break that way.
Willingham, not a real big lead at first. Matsui slices it foul. Ninth major league season.
Oh, there's a first degree black belt. Oops, didn't know that. Thanks for that info.
Yeah, that is good information. I'm not going to like bump into him by accident or.
So if he charges the mound, look out, pitcher.
There's one, and that is two. 4-6-3 double play, and Felix Hernandez gets through the fourth. California is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Right now, get the All-American Jack Combo with fries and a drink for only $4.99 plus tax. 4 innings in the books. The A's with a 2-1 lead over the Mariners. Trevor Cahill, high pitch count and all, back on the mound. That helps. It does. 1 pitch, 1 out as Bradley grounds out. That was pitch number 93 for Cahill. He was fine the first 2 innings, but 29 pitches in the third, 27 pitches in the fourth. And so it'll probably be his last inning.
Well, and there's nobody warming up, so maybe Bob Guerin and Ron Romanek said, let's see if we can get you through 5. Of course, he is at 100 pitches, and usually from the next start they could go up another 10, so maybe go with 100 plus.
Strike to Jack Cust.
Well, one thing the A's, of course, know starting this season, they were going to rely on pitching and defense, and as Bob Guerin said in part of the open where he talked about improving the offense but did not take away from any of the defense. David De Jesus, a very good defensive outfielder, good offensive player. Same with Josh Willingham in left field.
Cust with a ground out and a bases loaded walk for the RBI. Well, last year, the A's, as we know, had the best ERA in the American League at 3.56. They were 5th in the league in team defense. And team defense statistically can be a little bit misleading. The A's made 99 errors. But they're a team that really gets to a lot more balls than most teams do. 11th in the league in runs scored were the A's. That's where they hope to make their improvement. And 2nd to the last in home runs hit. But those are numbers from last year.
Jack Cust swinging for the downs on the 3-1 pitch. Good movement by Cahill on his fastball.
That's a strike called, and Cust knew it. That is 8 strikeouts for Trevor Cahill, 2 out in the 5th. A's fans, we're introducing A's in-game hashtags. That's right, in-game hashtags. Follow us on Twitter at CSN Athletics and tell us your favorite thing about opening day using the hashtag Oakland Opener. We'll take the top tweets and use them during A's postgame live immediately following the game. Play along with CSN's Athletics in-game hashtag Oakland Opener. Did you get all that?
Hash. It's good breakfast sometimes, isn't it? Hash browns or corned beef hash. But we have hashtags.
Yeah.
Well, Justin Smoke. Well, you just know this young man, as big and strong as he is, he makes contact. And swinging wildly at the curveballs. That one he lays off. But it's joining Jack Cust in that regard. The strikeouts, 8 of them for Trevor Cahill.
Well, Smoke came in the trade for Cliff Lee July 9th of last year. He was first-round pick of the Texas Rangers back in 2008, the 11th player chosen in that draft out of the University of South Carolina. He's a switch hitter, and the Mariners, I think they desperately need him to be a big run producer since he was the main guy in the Cliff Lee trade.
That phone call by Ron Romanek to the bullpen is probably telling Bob Guerin's going out maybe to tell Trevor Cahill, it's your last guy.
Whether you get him or not.
That's right. Langerhans, the lefty in the on-deck circle.
Well, 4 walks, 8 strikeouts, and a couple of errors behind him.
Rick Rodriguez, a new bullpen coach for the Athletics, getting a phone call. Probably saying exactly what we talked about. Levens has Langerhans, whether it's this inning or next inning.
Well, this is also 5th inning, and you got the lead.
Yes.
So there's a possible win out there for Trevor Cahill if he can get this guy. And he does not, as Olivo jumps on the first pitch and lines one to left for a hit. Olivo has his 2nd hit. That's the 4th hit for the Mariners. So Langerhans strolls to the plate, and Bob Guerin's coming out.
Well, this is about a couple of things. Number one, try to get a win. Pitcher's lost a little bit. Number two, don't care about, well, you're concerned about the pitch count, because at 105 in 4 2/3 innings.
Well, when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. Cahill leaves after 4 2/3. .105 pitches. 4 hits, 4 walks, a run. The 2 runners are his on the bases. Smoke at second, Levo at first, and it's lefty on lefty. Blevins and Langerhans. First pitch way outside.
Didn't think it was going to be a bullpen by committee in the opener, but that's exactly what's happening with Trevor going just 4 2/3 innings.
Numbers last year for Jerry Blevins. A little bit low. Blevins 27 years old. 6'6", 180 pounds. Tapped the foul, so Blevins needed to throw a strike there, and he did.
Yeah, I think what happens in opening night, you go through spring training, everything is nice and relaxed, and you know, guys feel they're going to make the team, whatever, and then opening night, to me, I think the hitters have an advantage because you get pitchers coming in facing guys for the first time, and they're trying to throw strikes. So Blevins brought in a very tough situation, first and second, 2 outs with a 1-run lead, and he's got a big out.
And after behind 2-0, Blevins comes back with a couple of strikes. So 2-2 the count.
And he's thrown 4 fastballs after falling behind 2-0. Came in with 2 fastballs. Langerhans very aggressive. Now when he dropped the hook on him, and he hasn't thrown yet. A good curveball. Get him taking a swing at a bad pitch.
Swing and a miss. He got him with a breaking ball. So the Mariners strand 2 more. They have stranded 9 through the first 5 innings. A's lead 2-1 after 4.5. AT&T. What pitcher holds the record for most opening day starts for the Oakland A's? Most opening day starts for the A's.
The Oakland A's.
Bottom of the fifth. First pitch to Kurt Suzuki is a strike. 1968, right? A's first year in Oakland. Under manager Bob Kennedy, the A's finished 82-80. And they just kept getting better.
Perfect game by Catfish Hunter.
That's right. Suzuki is retired. So a couple of games over 500 their first year in Oakland. In 69, second place. In 70, they finished in second place. And then things got real good starting in 1971. Bob Kennedy, first manager in Oakland A's history.
5 consecutive division championships. Lost 3 in a row to Baltimore in 71, 3 in a row to Boston in 75. In between, won 3 straight world championships. And then Charlie said, I'm going to get rid of him. Who wants to buy these guys? These are very good guys.
Well, all those guys got a lot of money, didn't they?
Well,
free agency.
Yeah, at that time. But it was, Charlie just said, I'm not going to get long-term contracts. The majority of the team would love to have stayed together, but it just didn't work out.
2 to Mark Ellis, up and away.
Well, he said back in the first inning, Felix Hernandez said, you get me in the first. If you don't, it's my game. Well, the A's got him in the first. Since then, it has been his game. Not a lot of activity by the A's since the first.
Ellis swings at a ball in the dirt, and that is just the second strikeout for Hernandez.
It's also just his 65th pitch.
I was just going to say that just 2 strikeouts, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing.
2 strikeouts, no walks, and Trevor Cahill 4 walks, 8 strikeouts, and a lot of pitches. 4 2/3.
Fastball for a strike. Well, we say it all the time. Guys like this, A's get the home run from Willingham in the first inning. But since that home run, he's given up 1 hit. He has faced the minimum because he got a double play.
Best case scenario from the A's standpoint is that they give up just 1 run. Felix is a tough luck loser, losing 2-1.
Yeah. With the depth in the A's bullpen, that is a possibility.
Well, it is a bullpen game for the A's. There's no doubt that Trevor Cahill 4 2/3, Jerry Blevins 1/3. He'll go back out for the 6th. And see what happens to the rest of them.
Figgins has it. Low throw, no problem, and Hernandez with another 3 up, 3 down inning. On to the 6th. Opening night, A's with a 2-1 lead. pitch. The 6th inning. Jerry Blevins, who got the big final out in the 5th in relief of Trevor Cahill, goes back out there for the 6th. They'll face Brendan Ryan, Jack Wilson, and Ichiro Suzuki. First pitch strike.
Let's remember the A's bullpen has 4 lefties. Jerry Blevins, Greg Breslow is warming up, Ryan Fuentes, and Bobby Kramer was selected over Tyson Ross for the last spot in the bullpen. Tyson, there's Mr. Breslow every day. Never say no.
Never say no.
Never say no, Breslow. Four lefties, 3 righties, and managers say, well, I'd love to have 2 lefties, and 3 would be great, but 4?
Unheard of.
Yeah.
And 3 lefties in the rotation.
That's right. And with this lineup, with a whole bunch of lefties, of course, Justin Smoke is a switch hitter. He'll turn around if the lefty's still in the lineup.
Breaking ball just a bit outside. 2-2 the count to Ryan. Ground out and a foul out for Ryan. Not a good year offensively last year in St. Louis for Ryan. Works the count full. There's a nugget for you, Ray. The Seattle Mariners have stranded 9 through the first 5 innings. The Oakland A's have stranded 0 through the first 5. Just a bit low. Pretty good pitch. The leadoff man is aboard. Here's our AT&T trivia answer for tonight. What pitcher holds the record for most opening day starts for the A's? The man who threw out the first pitch. Dave Stewart, 6 opening day starts. Every one, 1988 to 1992. Of course, that would only be 5.
Just thinking about it.
I just read the card. He started a lot of opening days for the A's. 5.5.
4 years in a row he won 20.
There's Stu. Now a player agent.
Yep, Stu. Stu can be anything he wants to be.
Bunted, and it's a pretty good one. Barton's going to have to hurry, and he gets it to Ellis just in time to get Jack Wilson.
Dave Stewart throwing out the ceremonial first pitch, does a lot, still does a lot in the community. Of course, a great pitcher. And he's for the Athletics. Bob Guerin going to the bullpen. He wants Greg Breslow to face Ichiro. 4 straight 21 seasons for the Athletics, and what a postseason pitcher he was also.
Well, when it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your oil change, tune-up, and smog expert. So with the tying run at second, it'll be Breslow against Ichiro. to tie this thing up. They got a runner at second, 1 out, and Ichiro Suzuki steps up. So Bob Guerin counters with Greg Breslow. And there's Brendan Ryan at second base.
As we all know, it's a game of numbers. And you have one lefty and Jerry Blevins, Rick Breslow. So the number is Breslow against Ichiro. Probably better than those Blevins against Ichiro. Wow. What? Wait a minute. What is that?
That's very strange because you do not see Ichiro attempt to bunt a whole lot. And just about the last thing you'd want him to do with the tying run at second base is try to bunt.
Yeah, that's a double thing there. Rick Wedge, Carl Willis' pitching coach. They were together in Cleveland. Willis was in Seattle last year, and so it was perfect for him to stay with Eric Wedge when Eric got the job this year.
Slapped into left field, and that's a base hit. Here comes Ryan. They're waving him home. Willingham's throw to the plate is not quite in time. The ball scoots away from Suzuki. Ryan got his hand in there, and it's a 2-2 game as Ichiro comes through. So a big night for Ichiro. He's been on base 4 times.
Number 9.
Well, Ichiro just slapped the ball to the opposite field. A high fastball from Breslow. And Ichiro, after attempting the bunt, he did not really bring Kuzminoff in that much. And this ball just scooted. Not a particularly strong throw from Willingham. Made some very good ones during spring training.
So the leadoff walk to Ryan comes in to score. So Ichiro, 2 singles, a walk, and he's reached on an error. He's got an RBI, a run scored, and a couple of stolen bases. Ichiro stole second in the first. He stole third in the third, and that was a double steal with Figgins. Figgins 1 for 3. Breslow did not get into a spring training game until the 22nd of March. He had a little hamstring he was taken care of, so he made his 5 appearances in the exhibition season. Terrific season last year for Craig Breslow.
Well, there's also the plan during spring training to take it slowly with 3 guys that worked the most last year, and Bailey, Wirtz, and Breslow.
Yeah, he wasn't going to pitch a lot in spring training anyway.
No, and as it turned out, Bailey finally made a couple appearances, and he is on the disabled list. Fortunately, he is throwing now, so maybe it will not be as long as what was expected.
Pretty close pitch. And now it's 2-2.
When you have 4 lefties, this does give Bob Guerin, his manager, look at the numbers and take one lefty out and bring another one in. And the other 2 right there.
So the Mariners have tied it up here in the top of the 6th.
A's fans have to be concerned about how they're going to score off Felix Hernandez.
And his pitch count's low.
It's slow, which means you're not going to get him out fast.
Ichiro takes off. Throw to second base is in time. Ichiro slid right into the tag.
Boy, that is Derek Barton's specialty right there. And guessed correctly, Ichiro was going on first move, and Derek Barton is the best, and he will win a Gold Glove. And just on this play alone, watch Barton grab the ball. The guy's going, he has to hurry, and he makes a perfect throw to second base. And give credit to Cliff Pennington, staying right in there. Throw. The bag's to the right, Ichiro.
That one's hit to left, and that's hit pretty well. Willingham near the wall, and that is gone. Sean Figgins has homered, and it's a 3-2 Mariners lead. Well, Figgins hit just one home run last year.
And that was late.
Now batting, number 50.
That was late in the season. This time they go to inside, try to, and he turned it. Just dropped the head of the bat. Wasn't particularly bad location.
So the first home run of the year for the Seattle Mariners.
Something the A's did not give up a lot last year as a team.
And the Mariners didn't hit a lot. They hit 101 home runs last year. Fewest in the American League. But a big one tonight for Figgins here in the 6th. Changeup and a good one as Milton Bradley swings and misses. Bradley is 0 for 2 with a walk. For the Mariners bullpen does have some question marks. Their closer David Ardsman is on the disabled list. Strike 3 called inside corner. Good pitch from Breslow, but the Mariners scored twice. The last one coming on a home run by Sean Figgins. Bottom of the 6th coming up. Mariners 3 and the A's 2. To the Coors Light 6th inning, it's time for the Coors Light Freeze Can. Coors Light Freeze Can is brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Sean Figgins a home run to give the Mariners the 3-2 lead. Bottom of the 6th inning. First pitch to Pennington is up and away. Call 1-1. Rangers won this afternoon. That was their home opener, 9-5 over the Boston Red Sox. Kind of a wild game.
Really acquired Mike Napoli. Big 3-run home run and put him ahead.
Yeah. Red Sox had a 5-4, or the Rangers had a 5-4 lead. And David Ortiz homered to tie it, but then the Rangers scored 4 times in the 8th inning. David Murphy, a big hit in that game. Ground towards second. Jack Wilson has it, and that's out number 1. Kinsler and Cruz homered for Texas. 50,146.
Now batting, center fielder.
Carl Crawford went 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts in his Red Sox debut. Adrian Gonzalez had a couple of hits and 3 RBIs in his debut for Boston. Cahill with a walk-off home run for the Kansas City Royals over the Angels. 2-1 final.
Nolan Ryan, the new CEO of the Rangers, of course, Hall of Famer, he predicts, he said, we're better this year than we were last year. Expects to win the division. Go back to he went to World Series last year, and I don't know, you get to have it, you want to keep going it. So expectations for the Rangers.
No 2-pitch to Coco Crisp is lined into the glove of Justin Smoke. So 2 outs. Today's baseball on Comcast Sportsnet California is brought to you by Cache Creek Casino Resort. Cache Creek's Fortune Hunter Giveaway. Win thousands in cash and prizes every day. Visit CacheCreek.com for details. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 7 in a row retired by Felix Hernandez as he faces Derek Barton. Barton, first pitch, bouncer towards Smoke. He's got it. Side retired. A 7-pitch 6th inning for Felix Hernandez. Ask Glenn and Ray question. You can log on to csncalifornia.com to post your question. Alan Green from San Francisco asks, do the A's have any promotions or events planned this year in association with having Hideki Matsui on the team? Indeed they do, and we will tell you about those in just a moment. Top of the 7th, Cust, Smoke, Olivo. Craig Breslow with Brad Ziegler throwing in the A's bullpen. First pitch to Cust is low. Ground out, bases loaded, walk, strikeout for Cust.
One of 3 righties. And Ziegler, Michael Wirtz, and Grant Powell for him till Andrew Bailey comes back. There's a righty.
I think he is, huh? Take that back. I think she is.
That is a righty.
That's a righty. 2-1 to Cust. And now 3-1. Orioles beat the Rays today 4-1. Guthrie over Price. Guthrie, a terrific start. Just 3 hits in 8 innings.
Buck Showalter, the manager, started the season like they finished. Very strong.
Yeah.
A lot of belief in the Orioles. Very good team, very good pitcher, although some changes for the Tampa Bay club.
Payoff pitch to Jack Cust. Just a bit low, and he walked it.
Welcome Hideki Matsui to the Oakland Athletics this Sunday when the A's host Japanese Heritage Day, brought to you by Super Street Fighter 4 3D Edition, coming to a Nintendo 3DS. My partner knows all about that stuff. First pitch is 105. Come early to get a commemorative Matsui t-shirt for 10,000 fans and enjoy the pregame ceremony, a special presentation for Matsui. A's Japanese Heritage Day is also presented by Fujitsu and NetSuite. For tickets, go to oaklandathletics.com.
Smoke 0 for 2 with a walk.
You mentioned all the lefties in the Mariners lineup, but there are also several switch hitters. Figgins, Smoke, Bradley.
Left center. Willingham on the run. So is Coco Crisp. Nobody's going to get it. It one hops the wall. Here comes Cust around third. They'll hold him there. And Smoke has a double to left center field. Second and third, nobody out. Skipper's coming out.
He's called for Brad Ziegler and looking for Houdini out. Second and third, nobody out.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. Ziegler coming in.
Presented by authority of the Oakland Athletics and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
Authentic fans know where to find the best deal in Bay Area baseball. Comcast Sportsnet California's Authentic Fan Fridays right here at the Coliseum. $12. Get you a ticket in our value deck behind home plate. Get you an authentic A's fan t-shirt, a cheer card, and a $6 food and drink voucher. The first Authentic Fan Friday is April 15th versus the Tigers. Log on to csncalifornia.com to get your tickets. That is right above us. The value deck, brought to you by Comcast Sportsnet California. So Brad Ziegler has got his work cut out for him. Second and third, nobody out as he faces Miguel Olivo.
About halfway, Jack Cust, although once he gets started, can run fast. Trying to pick up a little bit of ground by playing halfway. Is looking for some insurance. The A's trying to prevent that from happening. And it is hard right now. If you can get Olivo, maybe intentionally walk along our hands, get a double play, and there's your Houdini act. Zig's been good, and he's working on a two-seamer to get ground balls. Even more ground balls than he already had done.
Bouncer, maybe off the plate. Ziegler has it. He'll get the out. No, he won't. Barton dropped it. Run comes in to score, and everybody's safe.
That's going to be another error. 3 errors.
Huh.
Well, it was off the plate, so Jack Cust going, not really on contact, but once he saw the high chop, and there's the ball. Derek took his eye off just enough as the ball hit him in the heel of the glove. He didn't look up, and if it hits in the pocket, he catches it. He hit in the heel, And that's just a matter of not looking the ball in his glove.
So here's Langerhans, still nobody out, and it's 4-2. Good swing there by Langerhans. Pitch that was up and out over the plate. He fouled it back. And Bobby Kramer starts to loosen up.
What do you say about playing a good game in front of a big crowd?
Yeah. And that one's thrown away. Run's going to score. Olivo is going to go all the way to third. And that's another error. And that is 4 errors. So this one's going to be on Ziegler. And the Boo Birds are out.
Well, a fake to third, look to first, and I don't know if he tried to hold up and threw it in the ground. Eric was there, and maybe because he saw the runner going back to first, as he wasn't full, wasn't running.
Bit outside to Langerhans. 5-2 with Olivo at third and nobody out.
What is he going to do with all the run support?
A couple of strikeouts and a ground out for Langerhans in this ball game.
I don't know what has quieted this crowd more, Felix Hernandez pitching or the way the A's have played defensively. There's some pitchers you could say, well, come back, but Felix is tough. He had a very low ERA last year, won the Cy Young Award, pitched very effectively. That ball slipped out of his hand.
Somehow Suzuki got a hand on it.
Well, this is why he's called very athletic. Kurt Suzuki reaching way out, and behind him, the ball was already past him.
Got a wrist on it.
Yeah, reached back and at least knocked it down. You're right, he's holding his left wrist.
So the count is full. Brendan Ryan in the on-deck circle. Frisbee job, and Langerhans waited and waited and waited, and then he fouled it back.
Hey, by the way, April Fools.
Hey,
you like to get a do-over on April Fool's Day.
Strike 3 call right on the outside corner. Langerhans was headed to first base. So that's the third time he has struck out. A's pitchers have 11 strikeouts in the game.
Backdoor Frisbee, and Kurt Suzuki kept it on the corner. And
Number 26,
Gary Darling,
Brendan
at
Ryan.
least with the A's pitchers, been ringing up quite a few tonight.
So one big out, and here's Ryan. Infield all the way in now. And that one
Between his legs.
Yeah, that may have spun out of his hand too.
I think that ball went between the legs of Ryan. Take a look at this. Watch him split the legs.
Well,
or maybe behind him.
Yeah, I think it
kicked the right leg forward, but somehow Kurt Suzuki was able to get a glove on it.
Opening day record for the A's with 11 strikeouts. Slider, and Ryan missed it. 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored for Ryan.
Last year, Dallas Braden's first game of the season for him was against the Mariners. Struck out 10 by himself. It wasn't the opener. Ben Sheets got the opener against King Felix. This is the 6th consecutive different starting pitcher for the Athletics. And
the A's have lost 6 straight openers.
Yeah.
I'd like to change that.
Josh Willingham, the 12th different starting left field.
Yeah.
Goes back a while.
So 3-1 to Ryan. Jack Wilson on deck. Big chopper. Pennington backhand. He's coming home, and the throw is there, but Suzuki caught it, but he never got his glove on Olivo. They ran into each other, but the glove never touched the runner, and that's why Olivo was called safe. Well, let's hope Kurt is all right. Now watch the glove of Kurt Suzuki.
Throw a little bit offline, up in front, and then looked like the left knee of Olivo got the left knee of Kurt Suzuki, but he never did tag him. He turned his back, and as Olivo hit him, made contact. Watch this: the left hitting his left knee or his left foot, and then he landed hard on it, went back to tag, and then his momentum carried him all.
Watch the left ankle too, Ray. Did you see that?
Yeah, but I think the left hamstring.
Wow. And it is that left ankle they're looking at. Boy, oh boy. Well, Olivo's a big guy, and then all that weight comes right down on the left lower leg ankle. Right there.
Right there. Yeah, twisted it, and then the knee into the hamstring, but it looks like the ankle is left foot right there.
Boom. Now, Kurt is up, but he's not moving around real well. He's putting the shin guards back on.
One of the problems with that is squatting and having to go down on the left or on the ankles, knees, any lower part of the body.
He's a tough kid, boy.
Yes, he is.
Man. So it's a 3-run inning for the Mariners. It's a fielder's choice RBI.
I don't know if Kurt gets his ankles taped. A lot of times players will, just as a little bit added support. And if he does, maybe that helped him. Because it does offer support. Of course, let's hope it was just the initial shock. Ballhorn grab out a roll of tape, just tape the shoe on. But he is tough. Now, if the Mariners, a great time to try to run, just to see how the foot is, Kurt Suzuki.
Jack Wilson is the hitter. And the first pitch is a strike on the outside corner.
So as a fielder's choice RBI?
Yeah. Pretty good lead by Ryan. And that throw almost gets past Barton.
The full moon tonight.
There is over us.
It's supposed to get some rain, so maybe clouds are covering the full moon.
Pitch out, nothing happening, and it's 1-1. Wilson a strikeout, reached on an error, and then had a sacrifice bunt, so he's 0 for 2. There's the runner. Ball bounced into right field. A perfectly executed hit and run, and the Mariners will have first and third. Jack Wilson just bounced it right into the vacated spot. So the inning continues. Still just 1 out. Bob Guerin's coming out. So he's going to bring in Bobby Kramer. So Ziegler out, Kramer in here in the 7th.
By Xfinity, TV, phone, and internet. Reinvented. And by Chevrolet. Go to ChevyBaseball.com to support youth baseball and help make a moment kids will never forget.
Well, a crowd of over 36,000 tonight on opening night. The weather's been perfect. Game started out well. Josh Willingham, a 2-run homer in the bottom of the first inning. And since then, the A's have not played good baseball. They've committed 4 errors. They've used 4 relievers, and it's just the 7th inning. The 4th reliever is the lefty Bobby Kramer.
Great sponsor, Speedy, huh? They get a lot of mentions.
Speedy's the only one happy right now.
A lot of mentions with all the bullpen, all the relievers.
Pitch to Ichiro is low. Ichiro has been on base all 4 times. 2 singles, a walk, and he reached on an error. Hit hard. See if the A's can turn it. Pennington does, and the A's get out of the inning. So 4-6-3 on the double play. Bobby Kramer comes in and quiets things down, but the Mariners do score 3 times to take a 6-2 lead as we have reached the 7th inning stretch here on opening night. We're going to keep it right here. Listen to tonight's rendition of God Bless America.
Please rise and join in the singing of God Bless America with Simone Sykes.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above, from the mountains to the prairie, to the ocean wide with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
The A's would like.
Has a 6-2 lead. And he faces DeJesus, Willingham, and Matsui. He's retired 8 in a row. And he's thrown just 78 pitches. And since that first inning, he's allowed just 1 base runner. And that base runner was wiped out on a double play.
We talked about the bullpen. Hardsman on the disabled list. Felix Hernandez might be thinking it doesn't even need bullpen in it. Pitch count being the way it is. Might be an easy night for Eric Wiggs, the new manager. Not even think about it.
Well, Brandon League, who A's have seen a lot of, is the closer while Hardsman's out. 2-2 now to DeJesus, who has just that 1 hit since the first inning. For the A's, it was a single in the 4th. Popped up. Milton Bradley is right there. And that is out number 1.
Time now for the Home Depot doing more on defense. This is a rarity, folks. Ichiro grounding into a double play, perfectly executed by the A's. 4-6-3, runners at first and third, but it had to be hit hard, had to be hit right at the infield. And Marquez, Cliff Pennington to Derek Barton, a 4-6-3 double play. Home Depot doing it again.
Here's Willingham. The home run in the first, reached on a fielder's choice in the 4th. Pitch right on the outside corner from Hernandez. Hernandez, no walks, 2 strikeouts. Hernandez signed big contract last year. He is signed through 2014. So whether the A's like it or not, they're going to see a lot of them in the next handful of years.
He said that when he first started pitching for the Mariners.
We did.
Exactly.
It was midway through the 2005 season when the Mariners called him up. So Willingham swings and misses, and that is out number 2. He's on cruise control right now.
A little running fastball outside corner. A very good one. And the numbers for Felix Hernandez. 19-game winner in 2009. Didn't win the Cy Young, so he decided to win 6 fewer. And a comparable ERA.
So he was 16 years old when the Mariners signed him from Venezuela back in 2002. Into the big leagues at 19. He's been a star ever since. And so he's got a nice long-term contract through 2014. And he'll be 28 years old when he's a free agent after that. Life's good for Felix Hernandez, and he is rolling right now.
.7 The Wolf, today's country and your all-time favorites. Join A's broadcasters Ken Quark and Vince Cotroneo for all the action. 95.7 The Wolf broadcast start with the pregame show with Chris Townsend as well as the Bob Guerin show. Following the broadcast team's postgame wrap-up, Townsend returns to host his hour-long A's Talk. That's the Oakland A's coming to you on 95.7 The Wolf.
All right.
Well, and in between there, too, I've got the A's warm.
Yes, you do.
That wasn't mentioned in there, but I might say that I'm still doing that.
The new radio home for the Oakland A's. See, Landon Powell comes in behind the plate. So Kurt Suzuki, after that collision at home plate with Olivo, is out of the game. Figgins 2 for 4 with a home run. Good curveball. And the count is 1-2. Figgins also singled in the third. Hooks that one foul. That looks good, folks.
There's no butter on it, though. Really, it's good company.
It's not the same.
Gotta have butter.
No. Pennington lets it go right past him, and that's going to be another error.
5. So the line score 2-3-5. Oh,
I'm not sure you could get a more, and I don't believe that there's a routine ground ball, but that was pretty darn close. Yeah. He just missed it.
See him look up?
He was looking up.
Yeah. And there's no reason. And somewhere down near the dugout, Dallas Brady said, thanks for not doing that last Mother's Day. The final out. Dave Capper to Cliff Pennington for the perfecto.
First pitch to Milton Bradley, up and away.
5 errors. Let's go back to the first inning.
I'm good with that. 1-0 to Bradley. There's a shot to Ellis, who grabs it, and that's a double play. So a record you don't want to have. 5 errors.
4 last year.
I do remember that now that you bring it up.
Wow.
Kuzmanov had a tough
ninth
year
inning
last year.
Yeah, 9th inning.
Or a tough night last year.
Remember a guy named Casey Kochman?
He had the big hit.
4 runs batted in that 5-3 loss. The bases loaded in the 9th inning, and got the base hit. Well, thanks, Sean Figgins, for bad base running to turn the error into a double play.
Jack Cust has walked a couple times, scored a run. That pitch just a bit low. Well, Bobby Kramer has faced 3 hitters. He's got 2 double plays. That's pretty good if you can get more outs than hitters you've faced. Swing and a miss on 3-1. Cust aired it out a little bit.
3rd inning, 3-1, swung that way. Last inning, 3-1, swung the same way. And the 2 previous times, 3-2, he walked.
Inside, and that's walk number 3 on the night for Cust. So that is 7 walks by A's pitchers tonight. They have 11 strikeouts, and the defense has made 5 errors. Strike to Justin Smoke, who had a double and a run scored in the 7th inning. That's when the Mariners scored 3 times. Pop-up foul. There was one other game that I did not mention as far as finals go in the American League. The White Sox beat the Indians 15-10 in Cleveland's home opener. It was 14-0 after 5 innings, and the Indians did mount a comeback.
8-run inning for the White Sox. Big Adam Dunn. He and Quentin combined for 9 runs batted in.
Yeah, he had a homer and 4 RBIs. Quentin a homer and 5 RBIs. Adam Dunn has a chance to get to 400 home runs this year. With that home run today, he needs 45 more. It's a lot, but it's not crazy. That's a pretty good hitter's park in Chicago, and I think he's going to have a big year there.
Well, he is pretty much all or nothing.
So Smoke strikes out. Bobby Kramer holds the Mariners. No damage. Bottom of the 8th coming up. Dealers. Pre-game festivities. Dave Stewart throwing out the first pitch. The game started well for the A's. Josh Willingham in the very first inning, a 2-run homer. But since then, it has been all Mariners. Ichiro Suzuki with an RBI hit in the 6th. Next batter, Sean Figgins with a home run. 2 runs in the 6th, 3 more in the 7th for the Mariners, and they lead this game by a score of 6-2. 6-8-0 for the Mariners, and the very strange line for the A's: 2 runs, 3 hits, 5 errors. That's our Toyota game summary. First pitch to Landon Powell, and he reaches out, drives it into center for a base hit. So Landon Powell in the game for Kurt Suzuki, who was knocked out after a collision at home plate. And Powell swings at the first pitch, and he has a base hit. That breaks the stretch of 11 consecutive hitters retired.
Well, went out of the strike zone, similar to what he did in his final at bat on Wednesday in San Francisco to drive in a run with a base hit to left field. Landon, unfortunately, went through spring training not knowing if it was going to be the backup catcher or not, whether it's going to be Josh Donaldson, and the decision was made, and a good one to make sure that Landon Powell was the catcher with the A's.
So Mark Ellis hits. He's 0 for 2. The hit by Powell, the 4th for the A's. And there's another hit.
Well, Felix in this inning, 2 batters, 2 fastballs up in the zone, both resulting in base hits. I would say now you'll see him start to go to his off-speed pitches. Willis on the phone, but look at the location of his fastball. Belt high. Good hit by Mark Ellis. So Ellie along with Powell. Now a lot of hits, done a lot of first hits for players start this season, but Ellie gets on the board.
Chris Ray, right-hander, starts to throw. So here's Kuzmanov. First pitch to Kuzmanov. Breaking ball, hit hard. Figgins on the back end. He's got it. Steps on third. Throws the first wide. Kuzmanov safe. Figgins got the lead runner in Powell.
Well, he's caught a break. That should have been an easy double play, considering where Figgins caught the ball. Right near the bag, able to step on the bag with a high throw to first. Plus, he didn't have to even throw off balance.
Well, he had time.
Yeah, Smoke did a good job to make sure the ball didn't get past him.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. Batting for Pennington, number 15, Ryan.
So we're going to get a pinch hitter. It's going to be Ryan Sweeney who's going to hit for Pennington.
Andrew LaRoche, who made the club as a backup infielder, is going to get an inning at night at the shortstop position.
Right now, the A's looking for a big hit from Sweeney. Ellis at second. Kuzmanov at first. To Figgins, one hopper to second for one, and that is dug out by Smoke, and that's a double play. Hernandez got exactly what he needed, and the A's do not score. Wednesday this season, you can get a Plaza Level, Plaza Outfield, or Plaza Reserve ticket for just $2. Take advantage of this special offer during some of the biggest matchups of the year with the Red Sox, Rangers, Yankees, and more. Get tickets for all BART $2 Wednesdays at the Coliseum box office by phone at 877-493-BALL. And to order online, visit OaklandAthletics.com. A couple of changes for the A's. Andy LaRoche takes over at shortstop. And the new pitcher is Michael Wirtz. He's the 6th pitcher of the night for the A's. Cahill, Blevins, Breslow, Ziegler, Kramer, and now Wirtz. And when it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. Wirtz facing Miguel Olivo. And then it'll be Langerhans and Brandon Ryan. Bullpen is quiet for Seattle. What does that tell you?
Exactly what we knew.
Olivo is 2 for 4. 2 singles, reached on an air, scored a run. So the new Mariners catcher has had a pretty good game so far. And on 3 pitches, he strikes out. 13th strikeout for A's pitchers tonight.
Excellent slider by Michael Wirtz. Good to see that pitch working for him on this first appearance. And a check swing by Miguel Olivo. Watch this slider just dart out of sight like a splitter. But as we well know, it is a slider.
Langerhans takes a strike right down the middle with a fastball from Wirtz. A's will go to Toronto on Monday for a 3-game series with the Blue Jays starting on Tuesday.
The home runs to Bautista tonight.
1.
Did he really?
Blue Jays beat the Twins 13-3. That was the home opener for the Blue Jays. J.P. Arancibia, the rookie catcher, hit 2 home runs. Bautista and Lynn also homered. So the Blue Jays, at least today anyways, at it again with the long ball.
Arancibia hit 2 in his first game.
I think he did. Grand slam, something like that. Four home runs by the Blue Jays.
Bob Rose mentioning that Bob Kerr, the A's manager, will be available in the new interview room on the first level 5 minutes after the game, and Trevor Cahill will be there. I don't know that I'd want the first question.
I don't know what you could ask the manager. Actually.
Well, how was your opening night, Bob? Is it nice to get the ugly one out of the way?
Looking forward to game 2.
Right. You'll probably be sad that it's not a day game after
yeah,
really. 6:05.
6:05.
Time change. Shoot it. Look at him. Oh, look at the shooty man. Got his hat. 30 years ago, he'd be trying to catch that, as he said, but tonight he's trying to get out of the way.
Speaking of that game tomorrow night.
Look at him. Check him out. Look at shooty man. Ooh, shooty.
He looks important.
Yeah, he's taking some notes. I'd like to hear his comments, too. We probably will, won't we?
Yeah, we will. Shooty's probably not happy with the performance.
See him wear that lid on the postgame.
Swing and a miss by Langerhans. 14 strikeouts by A's pitchers tonight.
Hard slider again.
Number 26, Brandon
So that is on a night that's not been especially great for the A's, but pitching wise, a lot of strikeouts. But for Michael Wirtz, that is a great slider. We saw it a couple years ago when he joined the club, and he always said his spring training was bad, but once he started the season, that slider started working perfect.
He gets Brendan Ryan on 1 pitch, 3 up, 3 down inning for Wirtz. Bottom of the 9th inning, Hernandez going out. A's need 4 to tie. ninth here on opening night. It's the Mariners 6 and the A's 2. A's with 5 hits off Felix Hernandez. But they have not scored against him since the first inning. They will send the top of the order up Chris, Barton, and DeJesus. So Felix Hernandez, opening night, going for the complete game. He had 6 complete games last year when he won the Cy Young, 13 in his career. So Hernandez, 94 pitches as he starts the ninth. Coco Crisp, 1 for 3. He led off the bottom of the first with a single and then scored on Willingham's home run.
In the 8th inning, the A's got a couple of hits to start the inning. He ended up throwing a total of 6 pitches.
Popped up, shallow left center. Milton Bradley calls everybody off, and then at the last minute, Langerhans steps in and makes the catch. So Crisp, 1 for 4, and he's retired. So Derek Barton will hit. Barton has grounded out 3 times. Big swing, missed. It's 0-2. That was pitch number 98 by Hernandez. DeJesus in the on-deck circle. Tomorrow, Brett Anderson, Jason Vargas, a couple of lefties. Anderson and Vargas, 6:05 first pitch. And that's radio only on the new radio home of the Oakland A's. 95.7 FM, The Wolf. And then we'll be back here on Comcast Sportsnet California Sunday. Gio Gonzalez, Doug Fister, the matchup. Then a 9-game road trip right off the bat for the A's. Toronto, Minnesota, Chicago, not an easy trip.
Nope. Especially starting in Toronto, where the roof will be closed, but the ball will be carried. Because you don't have to worry about cold weather indoors at the Rogers Center.
Nope. Rolls it foul. Look at the forecast like we always do. It looked like it was going to be cold in Toronto, but that doesn't matter. But cold in Minneapolis as well.
Rain on Friday, their opener. Just 60% chance.
The Twins opener. Two and 2 the count.
Thought Mark Ellis was going to let his hair go for the season. He had quite long.
Is that what he said?
Trade. No. It just looked like it might when I saw the length of it.
Strikeout number 4 for Felix Hernandez, and he gets a guy who's strikeout, Derek Barton. So 2 outs here in the ninth.
Good change up here in the 9th inning. Seeing pull the string. Good pitch in the zone.
Right fielder, number 12, David DeJesus.
So it's up to DeJesus to try to keep the ball game going. DeJesus has one of the A's 5 hits, a single in the 4th. Foul. So the Mariners, like they did last year, the season opener here in Oakland, again to beat the Athletics.
And last year it was Felix Hernandez opening the season. He was supposed to close the season, but did not make the start. And the A's ended up winning that behind Dallas Braden to give them an 81-81 record. The A's will also close the 2011 season in Seattle on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So they start with them, they finish with them. Start at home here and then finish in Seattle. So that's a tune-up for postseason.
That's right.
Because the next 161 have to be better than tonight.
They should be.
That's right.
1-2 pitch. Jesus hangs in. The Mariners will go to Texas after this series. They'll play Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday in Arlington. A couple of night games and a day game, so they open a 6-game trip. Swing and a miss, and that's going to do it. Miguel Olivo decides he wants to throw it around the horn, even though the ball game is over. So, Felix Hernandez, very impressive. And we see again why he won the Cy Young Award in the American League last year. He finishes with 5 strikeouts, 108 pitches. He gets his 14th career complete game. So, he scored a couple times in the very first inning, but that was it. Disappointing performance in front of over 36,000, a sellout crowd tonight. But great thing about baseball, you will